25 years old when he departed out of Haran.
Well, he old in the mud, but he moving around. He ain't let that cane get in his way. He ain't let that arthritis bother him. He ain't let that high blood pressure bother him. He went did what he had to do. I buy y'all out in the middle of nowhere. I gotta go. No, I'm gonna repeat myself. Let's go to chapter 16, Genesis. I'm sorry, it's a lot. I'm getting like Benaniyah. Chapter 18. Y'all use pencil with it erase on it. Start at 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 1. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre. And he sat in the tent door.
Where he sat?
And he sat in the tent door.
Just to let y'all know, we were people in tents. We always think, man. Man, a lot of times we go somewhere, the first thing we say when we get there, man, I was all back at the crib. We was that's the kind of people we were. Go ahead.
In the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself towards the ground and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree.
Let me show you. But the thing about it, the reason I'm bringing this out, because I want y'all to show that Abraham was in a comfortable place. He was with all his kindred and all his people. The Most High told him to get up and move away. Now you thinking if he gonna get up and move away, that he gonna go to some places that's great? No, in the middle of nowhere, he put a tent out there. He probably came from a house when he was acting in Uz. Now he out here in the tent. He cool with it. He's so lonely, boy. When he seen him, ain't he bad, boy? But you know, you've been somewhere where you ain't seen nobody in a while. Then you see somebody. But like when you go to the place where after a while you ain't see no black folks. You know how happy you be when you see that one at that gas station. You don't even know why you so happy. You just, hey man, what's up, man? God dang it. Yeah, me, you all on it. He like, man, what's wrong now? I ain't seen none of us in a while. This is what Abraham was. He's so uncomfortable, shoot. He seen the first, oh boy, man, shoot, make some dinner. They do this, get some water. Don't leave. He getting them comfortable too. So hey, I need some company. That's how we got to get sometimes. We got to be so uncomfortable that hey, we can't wait for the Most High God to show up.
Who are these 3 men? Hey.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. And I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your heart.
And see, he making them comfortable. Even though he might seem to be uncomfortable, he gonna make them comfortable. Sometimes we gotta get in a place sometimes so uncomfortable that we can't do nothing but wait on the Most High. And when the Most High show up, whoa, we're gonna do what we can to keep him there. Get, hey man, go make some food, go get some horses. Probably got, hey, now get that bread, make the croissants. Yeah, the fluffy one. Go ahead.
After that you shall pass on, for therefore are you come to your servant. And they said, so do as thou hast said. Verse 6, and Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth.
Man, go make a cake. Something good. Make these brothers comfortable. So we got to get uncomfortable to get and make other people comfortable around. Some of y'all, boy, you get uncomfortable, boy, you make everybody, it's hell around you. And that's what we're not going to do out there in this tabernacle. We don't go out there to make everybody around us hell because you miserable.
Take your miserable ass home.
No doubt. It's so hot. Now you bothering everybody because you hot. Man, they overcooking the barbecue, man. You mad all day long and all that sort of stuff.
Let's go to Deuteronomy right quick, chapter 28. We always bring this out. We're going to bring it out again. 28, verse, we're going to start at verse 46.
You good. Like that.
Read that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
He said, these things is going to be upon us for a sign. Right? Read.
And for a wonder.
Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
This right here is going into the curse. The curse is going to be upon us, guess what? And upon our seed forever. Right? That's why we know that we can identify that we are the real Jesus. Right? Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Because he said, if we don't service the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart, read.
For the abundance of all things.
No, for abundance of something.
For the abundance of all
He
things.
said, for the abundance of all things. Guess what? Going into tabernacle is one of the abundance of all things, man. Right? It should be no murmuring, complaining. This should be a joyful time.
I don't get all that too. Like I'm glad you said.
Right? Read.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine
He
enemies.
said, since y'all didn't want to do this for 8 days, guess what? We'll go to work then. Take your way to work. You don't want to serve me for 8 days out here in the woods. Guess what? You're gonna do it for 2 or 3 days. Matter of fact, do it for 1 day. Because we don't want to serve them, but go bust your butt for Esau. Right? But read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord did this, man. He made sure that it happened for us because we didn't want to do it. He said, oh, y'all want to do it? Go ahead. Oh, you want to keep the Sabbath? Okay, I got something for you. Okay, you don't want to do the tabernacle? I got something for you. Right?
You don't want to be in my tabernacle. I'm gonna take you to the tabernacle. I'll put you in the tent.
Yeah, a warehouse.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sweatshop.
Talking about it's hot. They gonna have it hot. You know them other. Even with them, boy, if it's you can go to work on a 108-degree day and be in that something done with them Esau and have a coat on because boy, you be like, God dang it, it's cold. I used to be a school teacher, man. I used to hate this school because man, it used to be so cold in there, man. You be like, God dang, I understand it's hot outside, but because I don't need to be in the freezer though, just to cool off.
Because everywhere that they go, guess what? They're gonna have the modern day work field is slave. You gotta think about it. Brothers in the warehouse with a big old fan on the ceiling, say big ass fan, right? And it's spinning around. That's what it's literally called, big ass fan.
Blowing hot air.
And it's blowing hot air. Guess what? The Esau sitting up in the office, they looking at the Negro. That show look like the plantation to me.
Through that glass too.
Through the glass.
They got that one little office there, and it's cold in the mud in there, man.
Guess what? And guess what? If this Negro gonna be out here, you got a Negro on the floor. He out here he got to come back to report to him. They're sitting in the AC. And then he got to get up out of his seat to walk in this hot warehouse. And guess what's gonna happen? You niggas in trouble. One of you niggas is in trouble. Guess what? And I got my supervisor right here. Stupid Maccabee call him supervisor. I got my supervisor right here. He done told on everything. Right?
He charged the white man.
Right? So, guess what? The Lord says, since we didn't want to do this with joyfulness and gladness of heart, go ahead and do it for them. And guess what, man? I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I'm tired of this, man. I am so tired of getting up working for another nation, another race of people, bro. I'm so tired of getting up. Guess what? Got to take my children to a school that
teaching them that.
Guess what? I feel like I can teach for myself. I can teach my children how to be a man. I can teach my children how to pay bills. I can teach my children how to work. I can teach my children how to count. I can teach my children how to read. What else we need? What else we need out of this? That's why the Lord said these curses are going to be upon us forever, right? But watch it, read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine
And the
enemies.
Lord said we're going to serve our enemies. Since we ain't want to do it, we're going to serve our enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
God did this because we pissed him off. Right, read.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Read.
and in thirst,
Read.
and in naked,
Read.
and in want of all
In
things.
want of all things, man. No matter what, you can't miss them. Everybody, oh, I'm gonna get my bid and I'm gonna go work for myself. You can't miss them. You can't miss them. You can't miss them in no kind of way. It's just what, man. We can try to talk all we want, but you can't miss them. You can't. I'm gonna go buy my products from this brother right here, and brother got to go buy his products from one of them. He still the brother. Guess what? I'm gonna go buy my seed. Guess what? You got to buy that seed from them. They got to buy from their store, right? But watch it read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Man, I don't even want to expound on that, man. But that's hurtful. If that right there don't make brothers and sisters feel some hurt and to have some joy in their heart, just going out to the tabernacle, it's got something wrong with the spirit. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. If brothers and sisters not in the right spirit, if they ain't got the joy and the glad in their heart when they out here in the tabernacle, we all should be checking them. Not just the captain, we all as a nation should be like, no, that's not this type of vibe out here. Y'all brothers and sisters get that. And so y'all, I want to hear some comments from y'all too. Brothers, we should be like that. We should want to keep and lift each other up, man. Go ahead,
All praise, man. I'm glad he went there. I had that later on, but he hit it all right there now and did it. I'm glad you did that. All praise. Let's go back to Genesis. I want 25, 27. But we're gonna get into things in that tabernacle too. We're gonna learn a little bit. 25, let's start at 27.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
See, Esau, they're our opponents, our ops, what y'all call them now. They man of the field. You know, he out there with basking on in the rain, trying to catch something. Just out there doing everything. But we were never created to be like that. We go hunting to get some food, we coming back home. We're not gonna go play with the porcupine. Ooh, what is the needle? We're not gonna be petting the bear. We're not getting in the ocean. That ain't us. So read.
And Jacob was a plain man.
What?
And Jacob was a plain man.
Plain in the mud, man. We just plain, man. I ain't trying to do all that. Some of y'all done got so far in the world, y'all gotta try to, I want to do all that. No, that ain't what God made us to be. So when y'all want to do all that, y'all out of character. I want to be everywhere. What's going on? That's why they shooting up everywhere. Be that person that want to be at every party. You be one of them getting shot. What? Sooner or later. It's hard. I remember we said I had a party back in the day. Wasn't nobody shot. Nowadays, go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody getting shot. It ain't a party where nobody get shot. Read.
Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Dwelling where?
Dwelling in tents.
He like to be at the crib, man. That's what we normally like to do. Black folk, we don't do much of nothing. We pull that grill out, put it right on the porch, barbecue, stay there all day. Watch everything. The fight, what you call him. Then when we go somewhere, I just want to go to his house. We go to his crib. They ain't trying to go all over the place. One party, turn the dang on radio on. They give me a bill. That's us. We playing. Some of y'all want to be all just every hour. No, that ain't us. We learned that from somebody else, not our people. That ain't our culture. Let's go to 28. Genesis still, let's stay in Genesis. Go to 28. Keep silent in the churches. She was looking right at me. see that glass. He knew that I was talking about. 28, start at 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 28, verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him.
And what?
And blessed him.
Uh-huh.
And charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
Uh-huh.
Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother.
Uh-huh. See, that's one thing, man. We was plain people when we was obedient. How we became disobedient, we learned from all these other nations, these other people that surround us. He was like, man, don't take them daughters, don't marry them. Better yet, you go over here and get you one. What did Jacob do? He burned out. It's time to go take the tent and go on over there and start your life. But some of us can't get out of mama crib. 25, 30 years old, don't worry. Time to start being the man. Start standing up. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And God Almighty blessed thee and make thee fruitful.
And made them what?
And make thee fruitful.
That's what happens when you become obedient to the Most High God. When you do what He tell you to do, you become fruitful. And do what?
And multiply.
And multiply. Go ahead.
Make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people.
That may be a what?
A multitude of people.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of times, man, we so comfortable and we done got lazy, slowful, and we don't be wanting to do what the Most High God say. Then you be wondering why you ain't getting nothing multiplied. Why your pocket ain't did nothing. Because then, like the Bible says, the man don't work, the man don't eat. If you think that's all you good to, you in slavery. You might as well get something from the thing. So you might as well go out and start bettering yourself, at least trying to get a better place so you can raise your family in a better condition. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee and to thy seed with thee.
See, he's talking about the same thing that was always from Abraham. But how they make this word, the Christians make this mean all of Abraham's children, and everybody didn't come from Abraham. It was people before Abraham. It was nations before Abraham, the Syrians. But they try to make everybody, but that's not true. Like I said, the only way you can enjoy Christianity, you got to live the life. Read.
That thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham.
Uh-huh. Let's go to Numbers chapter 1. And we're going to start at verse 50. Read when you get there.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 50. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle, and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle.
That's what the Levites would do. They have the operations of God to do His service. So they would go in and prepare the tabernacle, the tent. They would have a tent, because when we were like I said, we was a nomadic people. So we used to put that tent up, make that one over there with the tabernacle, get our tent, surround the tent, and camp out around the tabernacle at that time. Go ahead.
Verse 51. And when the tabernacle set it forward, the Levites shall take it down.
They said, nobody else. It was telling the Levite, just like the Ark of the Covenant. Nobody else was supposed to be touching that thing. This tabernacle that we had, that tent, nobody was supposed to be touching that thing. So he said, hey, when it's time to go, the Levites got to take that down, and the Levites must put that back up. Go ahead.
And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death.
And shall be what?
Shall be put to death.
Shall be put to death. Don't go near that. Not your job. That's sometimes, a lot of times, our people are always trying to do something that's not their job. Be careful. Do what you call to do. Don't just trying to do everybody's thing. You ain't getting no credit for that. Quit trying to impress somebody. Just do what you're supposed to do. Read.
Verse 52. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own count, and every man by his own standard, throughout their hosts.
Throughout their host. That's what we're going to be doing. Pitching our tent. We was always a tent people. We always was a moving people. We ain't never if we ain't in our land, why you comfortable? Why y'all so comfortable in the land that ain't yours? How did we get so comfortable in a place that ain't ours? But as soon as the Most High God tells us to do something, I don't know about that, man. You know what I'm saying? You in a whole strange country.
That's something that brothers and sisters want to pay attention to. Even out here in the wilderness, they still had what? Order. Background. They still had order. Yeah, we're gonna be out there having a great time, but we never lose sight of what we out there for. You know, making sure that things is in order. Brothers on the protection mode, still having a good time. Sisters on guess what? Help mode, hospitality mode. All that goes around for all of us. But we never can lose sight of being out there and still being what in order.
Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna bring a nice one out for you about this tabernacle. I ain't got for you. We're gonna ease it up. Go ahead.
Verse 53.
I don't even need 53. Yeah, go ahead. I want 53.
Verse 53. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel.
And that's what he was talking about, like the order. Even though we out there in the camp, even though we in a place that that's uncomfortable, guess what? The order's still there. The temple ain't built, but the order is already there. Before the temple even get here, we already had order set. So it's always going to be order in the house of the Most High, all the time. Whether it's something that we don't recognize or something that we do recognize, but no matter how we go about doing it, it's always going to be order in the house of the Most High. So don't get so comfortable where you think you can get out of order in this thing. Read.
And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded.
They did what?
That the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses.
See, this was in our virgin state. Before we got in trouble. This is in our virgin state. When we were sitting there and we were doing what God said, we were happy about it. How we got out of there, man. Oh, because we probably would have been in better position than we'd have done what God said the first time. Go in and kill all of them, get them all out. We be nice too sometimes. We be too nice. Go ahead.
Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse 7. Because it's the same thing. Christ is setting that order right back up. You know, this is one of the main things. That's why the truth is so important. Because it does what? It gets us back in order. You know, when we go outside of these doors, everything is totally out of order, man. Upside down. Like I say, men are starting to stand up, doing according to the Bible as well. Getting back in order. You get their read, right?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
Because make no mistake, what Christ is coming here to do is set up our government. We see where Esau has, 3 branches of government. And it's going to be 1 branch of government under Hamashiach Yahweh. Read on up.
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order.
To do what?
To order it.
To order it. That's what we lack as a nation of people. That's what the truth puts back into us. It helps brothers and sisters control spirits of impulse and emotion. Get our people to think spiritually and logically. Read on up.
And to establish it with judgment.
And to establish it with judgment. Meaning when a brother or sister get out of order, you have to expect a judgment. Whether it can be good judgment or bad judgment. Read on up. and with justice. Being able to judge matters correctly and righteously. Read on up. From henceforth, even forever. For what? Forever. For what? Forever. Forever. So what we gonna be doing in the kingdom? Guess what? In order. Read on up. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Go ahead.
It's gonna happen. Whether you like it or not. If you like it being out of order, hey, you got a place for that. Go ahead, Doc.
Read 53 again, of Acts chapter 44. Read Numbers 53, verse 53.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 50. And thou shalt appoint 53. Verse 53. But the Levite shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony.
Around about the tabernacle of testimony. What do you think this tabernacle of testimony is going to do with the Levite? Any brother? People alone? Yeah, but so much is like it's this of truth. Like truth, equity, peace, right? The Levites should pitch around the tabernacle of testimony. Read.
That there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel.
And now that's what we're going to set up out there when we go to camp. It's going to be a tabernacle of testimony. We're not having that game. We're not playing the game. You're not coming out there playing lying. You ain't going to get me having it. We're going to have a tabernacle of testimony out there. We're going to have a great joyous occasion time, but we also will be stern and still with this tabernacle of testimony like the Levites did, man, at that time. Knowing that we are the priests now, right? Knowing that Christ is our high priest, and we got to look at this thing in the order that the Most High God wants us to be in His Son Christ. That was Acts 7 and 44. Because y'all know, man, I'm just telling magazine, man, this morning, man, this is I don't know, it's just you being a spirit around tabernacle, man, like the Lord. But and like we were saying, He put that spirit on you because you had just left out of damn Egypt, man. But when you go to the tabernacle, when you go to any one of these holiday days, and you got a damn unruly, mad spirit on you, or just an ugly spirit on you, man, you might have been the ones that was murmuring and complaining back in the wilderness, man. You just might have been one of them, man.
We gonna get in there
For real, man. And when you come to the tabernacle, man, it's always just a great spirit on you, man. That's because that's the spirit of the Lord trying to reiterate in you. And guess what? You just came out of Egypt. You just came here from under abundance of persecution of where Pharaoh is. We out here in the elements. We ain't got to worry about being around with other people. We don't see no Edomite. We don't see the Edomite stuff. That 1 year, 2 years, but that Edomite was up $18 over there, man. But you know, we in our element, like I was going through our zone. We should be in a great mode and move, man. But read this Acts 7:44.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 44. And our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness.
So you see, our fathers, we dealt with the same thing of witness going into what? Going into what? Leading this thing or dealing with this thing in truth, right? Not letting nobody what? Have any outskirts of what they doing, right? You look drunk, guess what? You take your ass to the temple, right? I mean, see your book, right? You got a little ugly attitude, shit. You can either stay here and be with us, but guess what, man? They're gonna roll, man. Right? We had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, man. We were still doing things in order, like I said, we was in order even in the wilderness. Read.
As he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen.
And that's the same way we doing. We're going to make it as a fashion as we seen it. We seen our forefathers had what? Truth and equity in the wilderness. When we out here at Tabernacle Lord's will, we're going to do the same thing as we fashion as we have seen it. But we out there to have a great time. We also have, we got to be on brothers, man. Our brothers got to be on, but like we said, it ain't just the captains. I just said, man, it's everybody, man. All right, that's it, though.
All praise. Let's go back to Numbers. And we're going to go to 9. No, 54 right quick before we burn out of there. Because I want to see that one last thing they said on that 1 and 54. Then we go to 9.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 54. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did they.
So did they. Easy. They did it. They didn't question it. They did it. Did it. Now we question everything. That's why we in the position we in. Now why we gotta do that? It don't matter. That's what he said do. Like the brothers when you the Christians be arguing all the time. See, you gotta see why. No, I don't need to see why. If the God said do it, that just did. I don't need to know why. That's our problem. We always want to question the Most High about everything. No, just do it. Like, no. Just do it. Now let's go to 9. We're going to start at 17. Let's be patient with me. We're going to go somewhere a little bit. I want y'all to start getting a little bit before we even dive right in. Go ahead.
The book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 17. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the children of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tent.
Now here's the Israel, they journey now. They on the move. Now, the Most High, think about it. All of a sudden the cloud come around. What does that cloud represent? What is it doing?
Cherry God.
No, what is the cloud doing?
It's God. Yeah.
If a cloud go out there right now,
It's covering.
whatever.
Providing shade.
Don't overthink it, man. What does the cloud do?
Yeah, y'all went. A cloud rain, when the cloud comes over you, that's what the rain brings. It brings rain. So the reason it's talking about this right here is, it's saying when the cloud is over them, it's raining now. It's a storm out there, right? So guess what you do in the storm? You go into the house. So this is what the children of Israel, but I'm going to show you what's going on. Go ahead. This is how I'm trying to show you how the Most High God made us the same people that we were people of tent. And not only that, when we got out of line, let me show you something. Read.
Verse 18. At the commandment of the Lord, the children of Israel journeyed. And at the commandment of the Lord, they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in the tent.
Say, now look, the Most High got this cloud following around when he need them to go inside, he put that storm. He did something to get them, but to get back in them tent. And they rested in tent. Sometimes we don't get no rest, but we always trying to go every goddamn where. I want to be here. I want to be there. But the Most High, that's why I love it on some of them days when they be thinking, oh yeah, Father's Day. I love it when you come outside. You're like, they ain't finna enjoy this Father's Day. Especially on the 4th of July. I'll be hoping this storm like a mug on the 4th of July. Not a one firecracker work. Only when they pop firecracker, pop them in the house. But this is what the Most High God. If y'all notice, a lot of times when we have these feast days up there, the Most High God be making it rain. I've been loving it on them days. I was like, because I know how the party is going to be up in my hood. I'm like, I'll be laughing like I'm like, ain't going to go kick it today. Ain't no barbecue in the day out there. Most High know how to send your butt back to them tents. And he always was like this. Because we was unruly people, but we always trying to, we were looking for a way to get away from the Most High. We look for every little way to go kick, go do whatever. The Most High said, okay, really? Put a cloud right over. And you ever stepped out that door before, took that one step, boom! You be like, oh, nah, I'm done. I'm going back in this house, man. Spot's that. Shoot. You go back in there, you don't even watch the young and the rest of you, but you'll start watching that day. Most High put you right back in that tent. Read.
Verse 19. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle, many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not.
They did what?
And kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not.
See, sometimes you got to put that storm cloud in your butt and go right back to the Most High God. Yeah, he got to put that cloud over you. He got to make a storm around you. He got to put that fear back in you. Get your butt back in the house. So a lot of times we go through those things so you can get your butt back in that tabernacle and take the charge of the Most High God. Because y'all be running too much running around trying to be with everybody else, just like they finna do at the fair. I gotta go to the fair. They're gonna be tripping when something happens. And I love it when they at the fair, boy. They gonna pay all that money, they got all the nice clothes on. Boy, you go outside, boy, it's thunder and lightning and all that. Yeah. I'm happy in them days. That's the best day of the fair. I ain't going. But the Most High God know how to send their butt home. I done been to Six Flags before. When all the rides shut down, my whole day, all my money gone. Can't do nothing, man. Going home. I gotta go home. They ain't finna get on the shockwave and get shocked by a lightning bolt. I'm not. It's time to go. Kids be telling me, no, it's time to go. I hope you had fun. We on the road one ride, but it's time to go. And the Most High God be doing that to some of us to get our butt back to Him. So He gonna put that cloud over it. You gonna have some problems going on, so your butt can get back home and do what the Most High God told you to do in the first place. Read.
Verse 20. And so it was when the cloud.
No, that's all I need. No, read that 20. I want to go ahead.
And so it was when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Lord. They abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed.
You see, then now when the cloud gone, then you got permission to get on the road and go on. But see, a lot of times we just want to go everywhere, and it ain't never where the Most High God was taking. So the Most High God got to put that cloud back on. You go in the house, get in contact with Him, get into praying, get in your Bible, find out direction where you need to go. Now He take that cloud away, and you need to go that way. Not the way you was going before the cloud was hit, but because God had to correct you, had to get you back in line, had to put you back in order before you get on your journey. And that's something, the thing that we got to do. Some of the things that we got, and the Most High teaches to be in the tabernacle. That's why He got Feast of Tabernacles. It ain't time. I want to go here. I want to go there. No, get your butt in that tent. Sit your butt down. I say it correctly too. Sit your butt down and come back to your God and get proper instructions, and then lead your life according to the order of the Most High God. Y'all understand that? I couldn't be no more clearer than that. Or I couldn't. The Bible ain't no more clear than that. Now, let's go to, stay in Numbers. Let's go to 24. We're gonna get away. I just want to walk this in order. Then we're going to, yeah, I know. You want to go ahead? You want to read? Go ahead. You want to keep reading. Let's go back. 9. You want to keep reading. I stopped it, but all right, go ahead. I said the same thing. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 9, verse 21. And so it was when the cloud abode from even until the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning. Then they journeyed.
Order, man, read.
Whether it was by day or by night that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed.
See it? That order, you right. And when the Most High got, boy, you think He ain't got no control? You think He finna get out of line? Here come that cloud. Here come that storm.
But it's a flip side to that though.
That's right.
Because like what if they got a cloud and they got no rain on it?
What is that cloud for? Brother that said
He said it earlier.
for what? It's a cherry, but for what?
He
That's
said,
right, but somebody already said shade. Shade, thanks, for shade. Go ahead,
It's even another card in there too.
and He said it back there, God is also.
All right. Because that's what the Lord speaks about too. Watch this. Go to Proverbs chapter 25 right quick. Because the Lord says something about a cloud without a rain too. Because guess what? If you keep the commandments, guess what? And so when the Lord tell you to do something, you'll follow His footsteps and His lead. But when you not following His footsteps, this is where it go right here. Watch this. Proverbs 25, verse 14. Get that, let's read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 14. Whoso boasts himself of a false gift is like cloud in wind without rain.
Y'all see that? So it said, whoso boasts himself in a false gift is like a person that does it like a cloud without rain. Now, Maccabee just pulled and just showed us in Numbers chapter 9, Shalaki, verse 17 on down, on how the Lord put the cloud over the people, and they abode in the inside. Why? Because of the storm. But guess what? But when it was lifted, guess what they did? They knew it was time to go. A lot of us don't read the signs. We can't discern the time. We don't know when it's time to go or when it's time to stay. Because guess what? We think, well, hold on, don't go nowhere. The cloud's still right here. No. The cloud ain't got no rain in it. Right? Because brothers and sisters sometimes can't discern the time. They could discern the time because why? They was in complete order with the Most High God. So when the cloud was over them, they knew what to do. Right? And that's how the Lord expected us to do too. When he put the order out, when he tell us what he's supposed to do, we're supposed to have enough discernment about ourselves in the scriptures where the Lord tell us that we're supposed to be doing it. Right? Go to Jude right quick. Jude, verse 12. Watch this.
The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 12. These are spots in your feast of charity.
Read.
When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear.
Feeding themselves without fear, read.
Clouds they are without water.
You see how they go? The same ones that's boast about the false gift, guess what? They feed themselves. Guess what? They take from brothers and sisters. Guess what? These are spots in our feast days. Man, the Lord said we got to watch out about. Right? I want you to read that from the top again.
Jude, chapter 1, verse 12.
Read.
These are spots in your feast of charity.
Read.
When they feast with you.
When they feast with us, read.
Feeding themselves without fear.
Clouds
they are without water.
So we got to be mindful. Brothers and sisters got to really be mindful. Clouds without water. Guess what? That means when it's time, you can't discern the time. Guess what? They knew what to do because guess what? They do the order. The Lord said, you got to go to the tabernacle when it's raining. I'm going to put the cloud over you. All y'all stay in. But now, guess what they do? The cloud be there and they still leave.
They walk out to that cloud. It ain't no rain coming there. And you walk after that cloud instead of being right there, resting.
Like he told you.
Yes, sir.
Feeding themselves without fear.
Calm down.
What is that? Eat up all the damn food, don't give a damn.
Care about nobody else.
Brothers and sisters gotta watch that type of spirit too, man.
Yeah, man.
Why? Because this was, watch out, he said, clouds without water, read.
Carried about a wind.
Carried about, what is carried about a wind? Brothers and sisters should know this. Doctrine. They watch everything. You got all these doctrines, man. You cared about what doctrines, right?
Read. Trees whose fruit wither.
That's what he said. Trees whose fruit wither. Think about Christ in the fig tree. It didn't produce, so what happened?
Hewn down.
It got hewn down. Right? Read.
Without fruit. Twice dead.
How many dead?
Twice
the
dead.
Lord said they twice dead. Read.
Plucked up by the root.
You can't make these things.
They make them up. And think about it, man. You following out the cloud because it don't have no rain. You following out the other doctrine. And here now, a lot of times when he said it cast with this push with the wind, and some of them other things that you follow behind that cloud without that rain, you get further from the truth. Then the storm happens, but you too far away.
And you're in the midst of it.
You gone now. You way away from your coverage that you had. You ain't by your tent no more. Because you follow that cloud. It looked like it wasn't storming, so it looked like it just, hey, man, I'm good with it. Then you follow behind. Then you get, like I said, it's pushed with the wind. So that means you got to walk with it. So that means by the time you turn around, you look around, And that cloud, all of a sudden, now a storm will come out that cloud, a tornado. And you ain't nowhere near your tent. You ain't nowhere near your covering.
Got no covering.
None.
No covering, man.
So you gotta be careful.
Let me get another precept right quick. I know Ox touching on different aspects. We'll touch on that shade part. Give me Sirach chapter 34 and verse 16. Brothers want to make sure that y'all write these precepts down. Lump these things together. Thanks, Ox, for lack of a better word. Lump them together, understand what aspect and what way brothers are going with the precepts.
Because that's how you build and teach a class. That's how you build and teach on the streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to discern.
And put it together with to bring it down.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 16. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him.
So we want the eyes of the Lord to be upon us because we what? We keep his commandments. We want to pray that the Most High God keep us under his protection. That's also what the cherubim for too. Read on now.
He is their mighty protection.
Read that again now.
He is their mighty protection.
Read on now.
And strong stay.
A mighty protection and strong stay. Read on.
A defense from heat.
Read that again now.
A defense from heat.
Heat in the Bible is a similitude for what? Affliction. He is a defense from heat. Read on. From affliction. Read on.
And a cover from the sun at noon.
Because what? When, as a similitude, the sun is its hottest at what? At noon. When you read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 43. Read on.
A preservation from stumbling.
A preservation from stumbling. That thing is heavy, man. Brothers got to understand why brothers and sisters are after. You want to make sure that you don't stumble in different types of spirits. You know I'm going to touch on. That's why it's not a coincidence that he had us in the wilderness for 40 years, man. Trying to kill out those old spirits. You want to make sure you don't take on those murmuring spirits like Dothan and Korah. You want to make sure that you're being hospitable, that you're willing to lend a helping hand, that you remain in order. These are all the fruits of the spirits that's being at the tabernacle. You know?
And a help from falling.
And a help from falling.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters have to understand that when you feel yourself slipping or getting out of the spirit age, that's when you have to do what? Seek counsel. You know, so brothers can give you the proper precepts to get back in the spirit.
And read down. Get some more. The 18.
Verse 17. He raised up the soul and lightened the eye. He giveth health, life, and blessing. He that sacrifice of a thing wrongfully gotten.
Read.
His offering is ridiculous. And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted.
It's pretty tough, man. And going back into when you read that Proverbs chapter 25, verse 14, whoso boasts himself of a false gift is like a cloud without rain. Man.
Yeah. Going back and giving more explanation on that thing. That's part of it. That's key. See, I got some amazing brothers. See, that's all I say, man. These Bible, man, that ain't no joke, man. That ain't no joke. It's got real clear instructions if you know how to put it together. That's what you brothers need to be studying. When you're studying, that's the thing that we're trying to. Did that precept down with that precept? Well, you figure it out. Look at it, see if it line up. Because somebody asked me something. Oh, the brother that was on the thing the other day, boy, do that go with that? No. No. I'm quick to tell you no when it don't. Boy, he's coming, boy, when he first got the truth. That go with that? No. That go with that? No. Man, God dang it, man, I don't got nothing. I said, you just ain't putting them together right. But that mother went home and looked through that whole Bible, started going through everything. Come back, all the stuff we can fit now. But that's what we got to do as a people, man. Look at the Bible. Start studying the Bible. Put these things together like that brother just did. Let's go back.
Finish that out, man.
Good.
One more report. I ain't got to get up.
We want to finish that off. Let's stay where we at.
Now, jump down to number 9 and 20.
Oh, you talking about, yeah. I'm going back here.
Oh, okay. Read 21. Yeah, read 21 again.
Okay, we went past that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 21. And so it was when the cloud abode from even until the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning, Then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night, that the cloud was taken up. They journeyed.
Have you ever noticed?
It wasn't just, because it's morning or it's daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we going now. Right now, the Most High God said, he took the cloud away. That's what they journeyed.
Mm-hmm.
But he took the cloud away in the morning or the evening. It should be resonating with your spirit when you let the Most High God lead you. Man. Read 22. Verse 1.
Y'all heard it. I'll finish real fast with this.
Verse 22. Or whether it were 2 days,
Whether it was 2 days,
or a month, or a year,
or a damn year, man. What are the children of Israel do?
that the cloud,
Go ahead.
that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon. The children of Israel abode in their tents and journeyed not.
Mm-hmm.
Man, put that with your life, your spirit today, man. If it takes the Lord 8 months to get you out of this situation you're in right now, if it takes the Lord 4 weeks to get you out of this situation, can you really wait on the Most High God? Because I'm gonna tell y'all that, man, that's heavy, man.
It is.
That is real heavy.
The cloud just on the cloud.
Come on, man. That is real heavy, y'all. Your situation you in, you feel like, God dang, I've been in this situation too long. I keep telling y'all right now, 2 damn months, and I ain't got my check yet. Maybe the Most High God, I ain't ready to get that check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that's why it hit me. It hit me. Because how can you still be able to say, man, I'm going to wait on the Lord? And it said the cloud, it would tarry. If it tarried for 2 weeks, if it tarried for 4 months, we know how Rebecca said, go and tarry what? Wait for it. Can you really wait on the Lord to give you that blessing or that next level? Even with teaching, with reading, with holding the post, want to move up to that next level, want to get great in the scripture, want to be mighty, want to have that better spirit. Man, you got to wait on the Lord, man. That's where a lot of our people go off at, man. Time to wait. Yeah, can we just go? I haven't heard some lions back there, tigers, birds, oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lord still got it raining out here. We need to just go and go. That's the people that fell out the truth, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like my damn brother, man. Damn.
Because they want to go. Can't be still.
You just can't wait, man.
Can't be patient. No long suffering. I gotta go. Man, have y'all ever been in this situation where you was want to go somewhere bad, everybody was going, but then something happened and you couldn't make it? And then you not making it, then you hear later on, something happened bad at that place.
You not making it was the best thing happened.
And you be like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't go. But I had did that before. I was gonna go to a party, man. I fell asleep. And my boy drank a little bit early. I fell asleep, forgot about the party. Wake up at time, everybody leaving. Them leaving, he wound up, 3 of them got shot. And all they died. And I would have been right there doing that same, what I said, I don't even drink. You know, I can't drink that way. So I drink more than I need to. And bam, I fell asleep. Missed the whole party, but that wasn't me. But as I'm saying, the Most High know how to put your blood around. He'll sit you down. Sometimes y'all gotta stay seated and be patient when he do sit you down. Some of y'all be at the door with your umbrella like, dang, man. I want to get up out of here. Thinking that you got that umbrella, you run right out there and that lightning hit the top of that umbrella. Look like one of the people that Tom and Jerry on the cartoon or something.
All in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Look like a burnt match. Let's go back. Where were we at? Let's just go and finish that up. We might as well go and finish that all the way up. But then, like I said, boy, you can do that one on the cloud. What's the little clouds right there? Go ahead.
Verse 23. At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent.
They did what?
At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent.
See, we rested in the tent. Sometimes we busy bodies. I always gotta be moved. I can't rest. I'm restless. No, I can rest. I can rest my butt off. I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. Breathe.
And at the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord. At the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses.
This is where you've been obedient, man. You get good blessing when you do what the Most High God says you do. sit your butt down sometimes. We're trying to be everywhere. Let's go to 24. We're going to start at 2. We're just walking a little bit. Y'all walking me through this Old Testament. That they say, it shouldn't be in that Old Testament. Look how much we learned just in the Old Testament, a few little things, a few scriptures. Learn more than half of the stuff you learned through your whole life. I promise you're going to learn more than they ever going to teach in that church. Go ahead. 24 and 32.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 2. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tent, according to their tribe. And the Spirit of God came upon him.
Mm-hmm.
And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said.
Mm-hmm.
He had said, which heard the words of God,
Mm-hmm.
which saw the vision of the Almighty,
Go ahead.
falling into a trance,
Mm-hmm.
but having his eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacle, O Israel.
That's what we want the Most High God to be having, looking at our tabernacle. Because right now, your tabernacle is that body you living in also. You want the Most High looking there and say, oh, how good they look, boy. Because some of y'all go out there and buy a nice tent. But that tabernacle you walking around with raggedy in the mud, man. Missing spikes and stuff. Got a hole in the roof. But you got a nice, you got a 14-man tent. But look at the tabernacle you walking around with. Let's fix that thing. Let's get it prepared for the storm. Let's get it prepared when clouds come upon our heads. You don't want, like that little boy say, it's going to rain on your head. You don't want holes in it. So we need to fix that tabernacle. Go ahead.
Verse 6. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of aloes, which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the water. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters,
Mm-hmm.
and his king shall be higher than Agag,
Mm-hmm.
and his kingdom shall be exalted.
Uh-huh.
God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
He shall eat up the nation, his enemies,
Uh-huh.
and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrow.
Who is this talking about? Yeah, Israel, but who's the king? He's talking about this is going to be better than the king. Oh, there we go. Well, how y'all even think about that one, man? Y'all need to go through this Bible and recognize when you see Christ in here. So apparently some of y'all don't know who he is if you can't see that. We've been trying to give ourselves credit a lot of times. I understand this is Israel, but this is Christ it's talking about.
Y'all should have immediately caught it, man.
Oh,
His
no.
kingdom shall be exalted, man. Right?
Over Agag, who's another king.
Who is Agag? No,
Yeah, Malachi.
that's right. Edomite. Amalekite. That's right.
And y'all got to start looking at that, man.
Because y'all, Amalekites just what's doing right now. Just if we're bringing it to modern day.
That's right. Keep saying it right there.
They run the world. They run the school systems. They run the train systems. They run the diamonds. They run the gold. They control the seas. They control the media. That's why I said his kingdom gonna be higher than. Man, come on, man. I got to catch it.
Man. I thought they would. That's what I figured. But hold on. Just stay in the numbers right quick. When he just talked about who it was, let's go to 18 right quick. Then at 24.
The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 24. But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offered as an
No. We was in 24, right?
Oh,
Yeah, verse 18. Yeah. I don't know where he went. Did I say that? Oh, my bad, then. Oh, no, go ahead.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Verse 19, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
Go ahead.
And when he looked on Amalek, he and said, Amalek was the first of the nation, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
Amalek is number one right now. The number one nation in the world. That's why now we go back to what's name. I figured y'all will catch this. Because who's he talking about taking them down? Who's going to be coming from Barbara with that bloody garment on?
All right. Jump up to verse 17. Verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob. A what? A star out of Jacob. What's the precept for star? Matthew 2:2. All praise, brother Lance. Keep going. And a scepter shall rise out of Israel. And the kingdomship shall rise out of Israel. Read on now. And shall smite the corners of Moab. Gonna tear Moab, the Chinese up.
Hallelujah.
And destroy all the children of Shem, children of the devil. Read on up. And Edom shall be a possession. Shall be a what? Shall be a possession. Read on up. Seir also shall be a possession. Read on. For his enemy. For his what? For his enemy. And Israel shall do battle. So even like this is what Christians can never touch the Israelites on prophecy. All you have to do is read this and say, when has this ever happened? When was this fulfilled? Christ didn't come back to fulfill this. So how can all nations be saved if you're saving judgment for Moab and Esau? I mean, it makes no sense. You can go a million ways with this. Go ahead,
Yeah. Now let's go back. Now y'all know who this talking about. What you talking about now? So I gotta start putting that together. That should have been just a couple of words in that should have just hit you. Ooh. Well, I say y'all gotta recognize Christ. So y'all gonna be fooled when you come back. You can't recognize.
For real. He said, lo, I come in the volume of the book you was reading. What you think is, come on, man. When you read, man, you should always have the Mashiach Yahushua in your mind.
No doubt.
Right?
That way you know where to point them out every time somebody reads something. You're like, that's Christ I'm talking about. Because they don't think Christ in this Old Testament. That's right. That's the one the Christians and the Old Testament on. Read. Hey. Yeah, that's how I got to what's now. I said 18, then I said 24, then it's the same. But yeah, go ahead.
So verse 8, God brought him forth out of Egypt. He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrow.
Who is this talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Get another precept on that, man. Go to Matthew, man. 2:15. These things line up, boy. So going back and forth and reading.
That is that other line number 2 and 2. That's precept for that.
Right. Read Matthew 2:15. The book of St. Matthew, chapter 2, verse 15. And was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet saying, what? Out of Egypt have I called my son.
Out of Egypt have I called my son. You see this? Now go back to Numbers and read that again. It is, man.
And another thing, I'm gonna show you another. Who was Herod? There you go. Same thing it's talking about way back there. Same thing he's speaking on today. Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 8 from the top. God brought him forth out of Egypt.
Out of what?
Out of Egypt.
Now you line these things up, man. You put it together. That's Christ all day long, man. They can't touch us, man. They can't. They don't have understanding. Right. Go ahead.
He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nation, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrow.
So y'all put that Matthew 2:15 by that
Numbers 24:8. He who is his arrow?
The ball is you.
Yeah, let's go back right quick. I want to get something else. Let's go back to that number. 24 and 9. I want to hear one more thing right quick, and one more hint too.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 9. He couched, he laid down as a lion, and as a great lion.
Mm-hmm.
Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and curses he that curses thee.
That's a great indication on this right here. Like he said, because who was supposed to be crouching down as a lion? Judah. Where's Yahweh from?
Going into what? Precept. Let's read it right quick, man. Go get it right quick. We'll go back. Genesis 49 and 9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the praise, my son, thou art gone up.
Read on.
He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion.
Read.
Who shall rouse him
What
up?
goes into the same thing, man. All right. Make sure, brother, back and forth, precept back and forth. That's how you precept your Bible. You in class.
And not only that, when we just read what we just read, them little things we read in there, where it's talking about Agag and how he's going to destroy him and all these other nations. And then we went down and we went over on 18, and it was showing it was that Edom, and they were the firstborn. They were number one in the thing. So then when we get to today, Edom, and there's nowhere in the world nobody should be able to convince you otherwise that the so-called white man is not the Edomite. That's the Bible.
Well, brothers and sisters don't have a good sturdy tabernacle.
There you go. Your tent riding.
That's the only way. You letting those wings come up on your tabernacle and blow it down, man. You ain't got no stakes in that thing. It ain't put up right. You didn't read the instructions, which is the Bible.
Yep. Not keeping those laws, or you end up missing some of your stuff to hold your tent up, man. You wonder why I was leaning that way. And when that rain come up on, it's no rain.
I lost the instruction. Hey, let me look at your tent, man.
Yeah. About keeping up in this too. Now, let's go to what we always bring when we go. Judges 5 and 11. I didn't want to put that first because we always do that. So I kind of wanted to guide us into
The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers. Go ahead.
In the places of drawing water.
They that deliver from these wars that have been coming against us, and from the place of drawing water, meaning servitude. Read.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the
There,
Lord.
where we have been taken captive, where war has been presented to us, there we should practice them. Go ahead.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
And we had already went through the acts that the Most High God had given the children of Israel. So now we opened the place that we were going to be doing our servitude, and we should be doing, practicing the things that our forefathers did. That's the Bible. That's the law. That's the commandment. No ifs and buts about it. People are always trying to say, well, we don't got to do that. We ain't at the temple. No, we can't. We can't. What we can't do is sacrifice because we don't have a temple. But we can keep these others. We can do this other part. This for sure. I don't know why y'all do. We can't camp unless we in Israel. Abraham, now one of them was in was that we didn't have a tabernacle. We didn't even have a land yet. But we had commandments to do these things, though. So we're supposed to be doing that here. as commanded. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 1. And we're going to start at verse 22.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 22. And ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, and they shall search us out the land, and bring us word again by what way we must go up, and into what city we shall come. Verse 23, and the same pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountains, and came into the valley of Eshcol, and searched it out. And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, it is a good land, which the Lord our God doeth give us.
It's a good land which the Lord thy God does give us. Go ahead.
Verse 26, notwithstanding, you would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God.
Even though we see the things of the Most High God are good, and we still rebel and go against what he told us to do. That's the thing we got to stop doing. Because sometimes we be like, man, I know it say that, but I'm just going to, oh, that's what grace is for. No, it ain't. It ain't for you to just go out and willfully sin. Go ahead.
Verse 27, and ye murmured in your tents, and said, because the Lord hated us.
What did they do?
And ye murmured in your tents, and said.
See, the thing about it, sometimes the Most High be having you in a good place. You look at it as a bad thing, and then you start murmuring and complaining. Same way we did, we came out of Egypt. Dang, man, it was hot. Grasshoppers keep getting on, mosquitoes biting me. It was better we were back in Egypt. We just take the whooping, but instead of doing what the Most High God say, that's the thing about it. You got to trust in wherever he's taking you.
And you got to think, look at let's bring it to modern day. Some people come right out of class, after this class, oh man, half the class was against me. It should have been.
No doubt.
Guess what, man? Guess what? I read a few precepts that guess what hit home to me. These precepts are supposed to break us down to build us up, man. Right? And we got to always think like this, man.
Building the tabernacle. Get that right.
I'm talking about we should be going in tabernacle. I'm talking about our tabernacle be on point.
Yeah.
Ain't no holes in this thing right here.
Put station. Get things prepared. Right.
Your mindset. Guess what, man? People got to get their issue in their mind right, man. That's what we got to develop. This issue that we got in our mind, we got to develop these things. Man.
Because I ain't gonna lie, that's the point too. Verse 27, ye murmured in your tents, meaning you're not saying it around everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you might not tell it to nobody, but you saying it what? Like I said, in your mind. You knowing what's going on. You knowing, guess what? Things may not be going your way. Remember, we want it to go the Lord's way.
That's right.
So God's way ain't always our ways, man. We got to line ourselves up with what the Most High God wants, man. And a lot of times He's taking brothers and sisters through these things to teach patience, to teach what organization. These things are always as a lesson. A lot of times brothers and sisters don't catch it. Go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, and then read. Let's go back and read. Let's get through this. I want to let this thing mark. Let this marinate. Yeah, there you go.
Verse 27 from the top. And ye murmured in your tents and said, because the Lord hated us, he brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us.
Now, why would we think the Most High will put us through something that He's going to destroy? He could have just killed us in Egypt.
I ain't gonna lie. This stuff wicked as hate. When brothers and sisters really that thing wicked, man. Murmuring against the Lord, even like I said, that thing wicked as hell.
Read.
Verse 28. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart.
What happened?
Our brethren have discouraged our hearts.
Our brethren have discouraged our hearts. See, yeah, the other two come back and say, that ain't good, that ain't mud, man. I'm with it. Then you got the other one. Yeah, it's got milk and honey in it, man. The people over there. The Most High God just gave it to you. So who you trusting? What you see with your eyes or the spirit, or are you looking at what God showed you? Looking through God's eyes. Because our eyes deceive us all the time. Why do you think I gotta put these glasses off and on? My eyes ain't no good. You gotta look through the eyes of the Most High. See what he see. Go ahead.
Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people is greater and taller than we.
Now here your brother come back, and that's why we got people. Oh man, they should be doing it. Oh man, they should be doing it that way. Oh man, I think that, who cares? Now they got you discouraged.
That's right.
Because of their bad report.
What did that sound like? King David would never had a name like he got if he was discouraged like the rest of the soldiers, man.
Mm-hmm.
He got his name because guess what, man? He got his reputation because he didn't care. He was about the Lord's business, man.
He knew. He trusted in the
Like,
Most High.
y'all, he said, what? He said, you think I'm gonna let an unclean Philistine talk to us like that and treat us like this? Hey, I'll go out there. Y'all stay here. Y'all, everybody stand down. I got this.
Yeah, put that mouthpiece in the mouth. Where's my opponent?
That's it, man. And that's it. Guess what? And they try to give him, oh, okay, dang, he wanted to go out there and fight. So they want to give him some extra stuff. Give him, no. He ain't got no plan like y'all. His plan is different. Because everybody want to add to the plan. When somebody got a plan, everybody want to add to it. No, he already got the game plan because he already had the vision because he was locked in with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't need y'all stuff. I ain't tried none of this stuff that y'all got. I know what the Lord got. I know what he said. Let's go. Let's go. Put me in front of him. That's all you got to do.
I'm not going to listen to these other soldiers. I'm not forget their report. I trust in the Most High. That's what we got to keep our mindset. The Most High got us going to the woods. We trusting in Him.
Let me get a precept right quick.
Go ahead,
Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 45 and verse 18. So you have to watch out for these spirits because they try to malign. A lot of times, wicked spirits need other spirits to make them strong. So you have to watch out for those type of spirits that try to get you together in wickedness. Like you say, brothers and sisters, that's what these classes are for, to be able to identify spirits and to be able to combat those things with the spirit of the Most High.
And I want to say this. You know, I know sometimes we bring about one body, but there was a difference. When we left, guess what? I didn't call Maccabee. I didn't call Benaniyah. We never did. Guess what? We didn't call other people in the congregation. None of that. I left by myself. Guess what? Maccabees left by himself. Benaniyah left by himself. We didn't call nobody else. Guess what? We could have did just like the rest, like a wicked brother would do. Go take half the congregation, and we very well could have done it. Guess what? Brothers called us left and right. Hey, stay where you at. We left because we got our own reason. We never brought a report out. We never went to Israel to make a
Video.
none of that. We went straight back to the money, right back to the Lord's word, right? It wasn't no, but that shows you the difference. Was somebody trying to work in an evil spirit, or somebody want to gather some people together? They show you somebody want to gather some people together just to murmur. No, we never gathered together to murmur, right? That's the reason why when the Lord bring forth, guess what, His people? The Lord know what He's doing, right? And all praise to the Most High. That's why we ain't got no Edomites up there, right? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. If you see one, shoot him at the door.
Hey man, we just messing around. Just playing, man.
Battle Axes do not promote violence.
No.
My bad, man. God, sorry.
That's right.
Matter of fact, we finna read some bullets now.
For real.
Give me some rock.
It's a fake up.
Look at that Sirach chapter 45, verse 18. Read this,
The book of Sirach, chapter 45, verse 18. Strangers conspired together against him and maligned him in the wilderness.
In the what?
In the wilderness.
And maligned him in the wilderness. Read on now.
Even the men that were of David and Abram's side. And the congregation of Korah.
And the congregation of Korah. Y'all understand those spirits that those brothers had? A spirit of what? Murmuring. Had a spirit of, guess what? Trying to cause commotion. Had a spirit of certain authority. Had a spirit of didn't want to get in line with the program. You have to watch out for those particular type of spirits, man. Them things will hop on brothers. Brothers being puffed up. Now, guess what? Not respecting the leadership. You have to watch those things, man. Read on.
With fury and wrath.
Read on.
This the Lord saw.
Read that again.
This the Lord saw.
Most like God see those things, man. When you in your tabernacle, He see those things. He knows your thoughts, man. Read on up.
And it displeased him.
And it did what?
And it displeased him.
Read on up.
And in his wrathful indignation were they consumed.
It's a judgment for those things, man. Read on up.
He did wonders upon them.
He did what?
He did wonders upon man.
Read on up.
To consume them with the fiery flame.
And this is the type of spirit that you want to make sure that you don't have going into the tabernacle, because you could be consumed by the Most High. Like we always say, He can open up any weapon in His armor. He can put a reprobate mind on you. In my opinion, that's probably the worst one that He can jack you up with, to take this truth from you, man. Hey, we can't play with the Lord, man.
I'm about believing a lie. And then where you can find that story is in Numbers chapter 16. So brothers, make sure y'all write that down. Numbers chapter 16, verse 1 is where you can find this story about Dathan and Korah. Right? That story is in Numbers chapter 16. You got that, Brother Lane?
Let's go to Job chapter 11. And we're going to start at verse 13. Mm-hmm. 11, 13.
The book of Job, chapter 11, verse 13. If thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thy hands towards him, if iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away.
Do what with it?
Put it far away.
Put it far away. Go ahead.
And let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle.
Let not what?
Wickedness dwell in thy
Same
tabernacle.
thing the brother was just coming out about that he was just speaking on. Don't let that wickedness be in your tabernacle. In your tabernacle, and especially the Feast of Tabernacles. Both of them. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear.
And you have no fear when you cleaning out yourself, got the tabernacle ready to go, everything is in order, then you can walk around without no fear. You got to worry about things, what's going on. Because you're doing what the Most High God told you, that's going back to the trust in the Most High. Read.
Verse 16. Because thou shalt forget thy misery.
You should forget that misery. Go ahead.
And remember it as waters that pass away. Verse 17, and thine age shall be clearer than the noonday.
Now you're going to you see clear. Go ahead.
Thou shalt shine forth. Thou shalt be as the morning. And thou shalt be secure. Because there is hope.
Because there is what?
Because there is hope.
Read.
Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety.
See, you got hope when you start doing the things that the Most High God. You can hope for everything to be good as it's supposed to. But without it, murmuring and complaining, not cleaning out that tabernacle, that ragged tent, not fixing that, putting it together, yes, you're going to be very insecure. You're going to get jealousy because you're going to think somebody trying to get what you got. Oh, they just want all that old stuff. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Also, thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid.
That's how we got to get as a nation. Because every time when we scared, but we scared of everything. Boy, black people some scared folks, boy. We bad, but we scary.
That's a curse.
Yeah.
What curse is that? What?
You just called it like
Is that 62? Nah, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it, but we'll check. It's not 62. What is it? You called it out. You look. I need some precept. You should know where it's at too.
Precept me out.
Precept for real. Precept me out. Yeah, Leviticus 26 and what?
you got
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 26:5. Here you go. It's Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 6. No, verse 36.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 36. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their heart, in the land of their enemies.
Read.
And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee, as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursue.
Yeah, right. Said the league, boy. I remember that at camp.
Real West. Guess what, man? That's what happened right now. One person gets a run right now, and this whole room is clear out, man.
Yeah, I remember that, boy. What I said, I remember running from that shaking the league, boy. Yeah, this is somebody with a stick. So let's go back to Job chapter 11. The thing where we stopped at. Let's start at 20. Start at 19. Let's stay at 19, then go down.
Book of Job, chapter 11, verse 19. Also, thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee,
Mm-hmm.
but the eyes of the wicked shall fail.
So those things he trying to come out, trying to get you to be, you just need to stay with the Most High God, and he gonna make all that stuff that they're trying to do, that spirit they're trying to get you in, it's gonna fail. Go ahead.
And they shall not escape,
Uh-huh.
and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost.
They hope gonna be a number death. Nothing but death. That's when y'all doing the right thing and staying in court. You ain't gotta worry about it. Now they hope it's gonna be nothing but death. Let's stay in what's name, go to 12, and let's go over to verse 2. Same Job 12 and 2.
Book of Job, chapter 12, verse 2.
Go ahead.
No doubt, but ye are the people, and wisdom shall die with you.
No doubt. Ain't no doubt. Y'all are the people. And no doubt. No doubt. No diggity, no doubt. Can't tell me this ain't us. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I say, homeboy say that all the time. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You talk to no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Must have been Job back in the day. Go ahead.
But, verse 3, but I have understanding as well as you.
Uh-huh.
I am not inferior to you.
Uh-huh.
Yea, who knoweth not such things as these?
Then we ain't inferior to none of them, man. That's why we got to understand. We got to do what God tells us to do. We're not inferior to them. They talking about, wait, we ain't supposed, you don't got to do that. Yeah, we do. No, you got to do the 4th of July. No, we don't. You got to do Father's Day. No, I don't. I got Father's Day. When I get to these tabernacles, I'm going to go ahead and give my blessing to my Father. And do what my Father said I do. That's when we got Father's Day. Every feast day. We honor our Father. Read.
Verse 4, I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who calleth upon God, and he answers him, the just upright man, is laughed to scorn. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease.
He said, he that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. Go ahead.
Verse 6, the tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke God are secure, in whose hand God bringeth abundance.
He said the tabernacle of robbers prosper, and they provoke God or secure. It's looking at, we can't look at them just because they doing all that stuff and ain't nothing happening to them. It's going good for them. That's not how we're supposed to look at it. It don't matter what they doing. I don't give a dang how much fun. I don't care how many times they go around that big wheel. That thing. That's fair. That thing. One of them days, that mother is gonna keep rolling right off the dang on side, gonna roll right there at 30. With everybody on it. So I don't care what they doing. I'm just gonna do, I'm going to tabernacle. They can go to the fair, we going to the tabernacle. Go ahead.
Verse 7, but as now the beast, and they shall teach thee.
What?
But as now the beast, and they shall teach thee.
Because you know what this talking about. People don't believe Esau is white. Well, ask the beast. Ask him.
And you know who it is, because he studied eating his ass up, man.
Ask the beast. A giraffe up there, neck long, just so he can eat some leaves. Ain't attacked nobody. But I'm finna go hunt it. Then take a picture by it. Just for nothing. Just for nothing. You don't even eat giraffe. What you killing them for?
Yeah, he eat some of it.
Lying. He ain't gonna. I'm just gonna go kill him. Stop that. Let's go.
Verse 8, or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee.
Ask the earth. Man, that's the only commandment that Esau ever did. You tore the earth. They tore the crap out of it, boy. Ain't no minerals left. They done trick you into buying a house and they own the mineral. We gonna come back to that stuff. That's the only thing that man did. Tore it. I mean, stole everybody. Just tearing Africa up. Just taking all of man. All of it, man.
That's how they had to use to build their land up over
Ghana.
there. They had to go take some soil from Ghana and fly it over to Jerusalem just to mix with their soil. So
And that's why they ain't even in the real promised land. They don't sign up.
so they can even yield fruit, because it guess what? When the people of the land be there, that's when the land yield fruit. Right?
Yeah. Read.
Verse 9.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. I forgot about the other creature. Ask the fish. Ask the fish. What fish dying in record numbers. The ocean's so bad, the whale getting out of there. Ain't beaching themselves. Why he beaching himself? Because you done dirtied up every goddamn thing. You done took everything out the ocean that's supposed to clean it. Diving down there and they little old ships and stuff. You know how much rusting stuff they done put in that ocean just shipping across this stuff. You know how much oil they done wasted in the ocean? Killed every man. Ask fish. They'll tell you. Even though our people won't, we got there, the fish will be coming out there holding their nose, you know? And dive back in. Taking, well, I tell you, they'll tell you.
Y'all gotta think about it, but they wiser than Daniel. You gotta think about it. When we were fishing, when we go out there and fish, you might get a boat, we might fish off the bank. Guess what? When we fishing, we ain't got no fish finder. But they got a fish finder and they gonna catch everything in that mud. We're a fish finder. Let's go over here. How you know we need to go over here? Oh, I got this right here. We go right here. We go over there and catch everything in that mud. You think them priests ain't tired of that?
No doubt. Yeah, they ain't got tired of them that know. Like I was looking at, they was catching them what them salmon things. I'm like, how they know all that stuff in the water? How they know them salmon going over there? And they toss me. I'd be scared to talk about line of ocean. I'll be probably looking for some salmon. I probably have octopus or something on my line. I don't know, hey, man, I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, that's how we fish. They fishing. We just be wishing. They fishing. We just, I wish I could get a fish. They out there, I'm going to get some fish. And they ask the fish, they'll tell you. They ain't supposed to be tracked. Look at them animals talk shows, man. I be looking at, they have a whole partner they got. He already got a band around him. Then talking about his survival. They can't hide because y'all done put a track on him. Ask them, man, that was a perfect hunter until the white man caught me. Put a track on him and release me back. Now here they see this big old white spot on my neck. You can't hide, there he is over there. Ask the animal, they'll tell you who it is. Birds be tweeting. Him. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Who knoweth in all these that the hand of the Lord has wrought it?
Well, who knows? The hand of the Most High has showed it. He showed you this. Go ahead.
In whose hand is the soul of every living thing.
And the Most High, these are my animals he doing it to. Read.
And the breath of all mankind.
And the breath of all mankind. He controls it all. Go ahead.
Doeth not the ear try word?
Don't you try word. Don't you try to figure things out. Read.
And the mouth tasted meat.
Don't you taste meat? Is that good or bad? Go ahead.
Verse 12. With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days understanding.
And that's how we're going to live and get this eternal life, by learning from the ancient, learning from our ancestors.
Let me get a precept right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
That verse 11 heavy, man.
I love it.
I pissed it.
I got you.
Give me Sirach chapter 36 and verse 18. Because even with our ears try words, especially when you read the Bible, meaning what you listen to what people say. And the Bible is a discerner if it's righteous or wicked. Because we hear it all the time. Esau try to hide himself. Because the thing is, we know that they out there hunting all the damn animals. But then they do what? They cause the problem, but then do what? Give the solutions as well. So the veterinarians, they out there as the people that's taking the pictures, that's fighting for the animals. Read this right quick, guys.
The book of Job, the book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 18. The belly devoureth all meat.
Meaning your mind, read on up.
Yet is one meat better than another.
Yet is one meat better than another, meaning the deeper understanding. Read on up. Sirach 36 and verse 18. Read it again from the top up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 18. The belly devoureth all meat. Yet is one meat better than another.
So it's one meat that's better than another. And brothers and sisters already know what meat is that in the Bible. Read on.
As the palate tastes diverse kinds of venison.
The palate is the roof of your mouth. What you laughing at? Leave my language alone. Say the chicken. Read that again,
As the palate tastes diverse kinds of venison.
Different type of meats. Remember, it's on a spiritual level. Different doctrines. Read on up.
So doeth the heart of understanding false speech.
And that lets you know what it's talking about. So doth and heart false speech. So the things that Esau trying to come up with, like they trying to hide themselves, like they're not the ones destroying the earth. That's a false speech, man. And the Bible lets us know these things. Go ahead, Al.
And that is that same precept that was talking about in Job 12 and 11. That's right. So go ahead and write that down. We got to get ready. I'm going to go through 3 more scriptures. We're going to be finishing a little bit. Thinking I'll do that later on. But right now, let's go to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 34. I don't even want to see if I'm going to do it or not. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 34. When you get there, read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 34. Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offering, everything upon his day.
And these things right now, when we were doing the sacrifice, we can't do it. We don't have a temple no more. So when the Bible, what did God tell you? Where's the temple at now? In your body. So you make the body that living sacrifice now. And these burnt offerings now you need to be doing, like doing these things, making sacrifices, the thing that you're doing in that body, get out of them. Any of that wickedness, that's get it out. Burn it on the altar. Go ahead.
Verse 38. Besides the Sabbath of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which you give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And you shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of fig trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And you shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation.
How long?
Forever in your generation. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Hold on. Read that again.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
So he didn't tell us to take no other nation to do this, brother. Not even the Sojourner that was in our land. Nobody else. This is for us. Go ahead.
Verse 43, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths.
He said he made us to dwell in booths. Go ahead.
When I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
See, that's why he made us an adaptable people. Because he brought us out, took us in the wilderness. We was an adaptable people. Think about it. All the slavery that we've been through and the different type of places that we've been, we had to adapt to that. Anybody else, no other nation could have went through stuff we did and came out without losing their whole nation. But us. He made us like that.
That's right. Let me read this right quick. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40, because brothers and sisters, y'all gonna need this. Hey, y'all gonna need this, man, in these last days to come, when evils are really multiplied on the earth. We gonna need this type of spirit, man, to be ready to get up at the drop of a dime, man. Read this out. Yeah.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 40.
Go to verse 39.
Verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Meaning what? Destruction, turmoil, and war. Read on up.
And the world shall mourn.
Read on.
And sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Even on our side, going into what? Jacob's trouble. Read on.
O my people.
Oh, everybody.
O my people.
Oh, my people. Read on.
Hear my word.
Hear God's word. This is a great tabernacle class that I did, man. Giving different similitudes, man, that brothers and sisters must use in these latter days. Read on.
Make you ready to the battle.
That battle is going into what? That spiritual battle that we fight day in and day out. Fighting against principalities, like how we finna do out here at the firm. Read on up.
And in those evils be even as pilgrims.
As what?
As pilgrims.
As what?
As pilgrims.
A pilgrim did what? Ready to pack up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Tent in bag, ready to go. Read on up.
Upon the earth.
We have to even be as pilgrims upon the earth, brothers and sisters. So when brothers giving that order, hey, brothers and sisters have to be with the tool, man.
Ready to go. Ready to go. Well, he made us like this. He made us no matter what conditions they got or what conditions gonna come, we gotta trust in the Most High because he made us to be that adjustable people. He did that for us. Now let's go. I'm gonna give you I want to get this. I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 31, and look. Just go ahead and work this down as also the law also that I was gonna give at the end because I'm gonna give this and we're gonna get one scripture. We'll be done for the day. Y'all probably happy at that. Y'all better be glad I wasn't able. Next time I'm starting at 11 o'clock. I'm gonna start at 11. I'm getting my stuff out. My stuff. I'm sitting up all night now. Ain't get my stuff. But let's go Deuteronomy 31, and we're gonna start at verse 10.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 10. And Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the solemn of the year of release, in the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing.
Yeah, this is what he said. I done said he's telling you right now. Take heed. Read.
Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear, and that they may learn and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law.
Of this law concerning the Feast of Tabernacles. Read.
Verse 13, and that their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land, whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach, that thou must die. Call Joshua, and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle, in a pillar of a cloud. And the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land.
Man, this is he telling them way before any of this, man, before we even got started on our little journey. He already said these people finna go home. He telling Moses, you gonna die, but man, I'm telling you, these people finna go through some stuff. Go ahead.
Whither they go to be amongst them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and trouble shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not amongst us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evil which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods.
And man, he's telling them to tell his kids, this is what's gonna happen to y'all. He's telling them, Moses, look, and we doing this, and we in the tabernacles, and we telling y'all this same thing. He's telling them, he said to do this every time. Tell them this. Tell them this story, and I'm going to tell you, tell them every time. Why? So we have that fear in the Most High. Read.
Verse 19. Now therefore, write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouth, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel.
Tell them all every time, man. Y'all gonna do this. You're gonna be backsliding. You're gonna be with other guys, And guess what? I'm turning my back on y'all because you Negroes gonna be wicked, and you are. So hey, until you come back and do what I tell you to do, this was gonna be for y'all forever. Tell them every time. And here we are in Tabernacle, and we're gonna tell you again. They told him back then, we're gonna tell you now. Read.
Verse 20. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore unto their father, that floweth with milk and honey, they shall think, and they shall have eat and fill themselves and wax and fat.
Mm-hmm.
Then will they turn unto other gods.
When they got all the goodness in the Most High, then they still turn it back on the Most High God. And you tell them that, because this happened today. You tell them that every time. So be careful. Don't do this that your forefathers have done. Go ahead.
And serve them, and provoke them, and break my covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it to the children of Israel.
He wrote a song and taught them. This is that song he's telling them about. The same thing that was said in Deuteronomy 28:15. Y'all better keep these laws, Lord. That's what he telling them. He said, tell them that. Command them this. Not only that, write a song. You know how he like make I play something, what? You know how we like writing songs. He told Moses, write a song. Moses ain't no telling what that rap sound like. I bet drums of thunder. Lyrics, you talking about bars. I bet Moses had bars. Read.
Verse 23. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge, and said, be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swore unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished.
So they were what?
Until they were finished. That Moses commanded the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, why I am yet alive with you this day. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death.
And we were dang so way more after his death. Moses wasn't lying. He didn't even know what's going on. He just know, y'all, because he just heard the word of the Most High God. And like I said, he said, put this, what I'm telling them now, put that in the covenant. Put it inside the ark of the covenant. So that we'll know what's going to happen to us and what we're going to be doing, what our mindset's going to be. But the God also told us we don't have to be that way. All we got to do is keep His law. We got rebellion in Israel. It's outside that door. We're finna walk right to it. But that don't mean we have to be, because we out there like that, because they out there like that. Let me get that Psalm 133:1. And no, 30, I'm sorry, 30 and 11. That's my last one. But that is your law. Put that down. That's your law. Moses sung it to you and everything. Psalm 30 and 11.
The book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 11. Thou hast turned from me my mourning into dancing.
Into what?
My mourning into dancing.
That's why we going to this tabernacle, man. Take away all the mourning, all the sad stuff y'all going through. Hey, get your dance on, man. Had brothers last night, but we ain't had that kind of good time in a while. People dancing and moving. I ain't seen that here. I'm glad that's coming back. Don't be scared to dance, man. I mean, don't get real dancing like David, but David danced out his clothes. Everybody was a stripper at that time. That's how much he was praising the Most High. I ain't saying don't take them clothes off. Don't get to doing that. Don't get to dropping it like it's hot, no twerking. But y'all know how to dance. Y'all know how to get your groove on, man. God dang it. Quit being stiff-necked. Y'all, boy, y'all know when y'all was in the world. All at the club. None of y'all was holding up no walls, just out there. Line dancing. Couldn't wait till they got there. Now all of a sudden here we are in Israel and we don't know. We too good to dance. We too good to have a good time. Get your groove on, man. It's a feast. Read.
Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness.
With what?
With gladness.
With what?
With gladness.
With gladness. He girded us with gladness now. He done took that sackcloth. Time out for the morning. We finna go out here and have a feast day. We gonna be on our best behavior to do as God had taught us to be. We gonna clean up our tabernacle. I don't know nobody. We ain't finna have these raggedy leaning over the tabernacle with holes all in the top. We gonna get prepared, go out there and have a good time. Dancing with gladness, which the brother brought out earlier at the Deuteronomy 28:47, which we got in trouble for because we wasn't doing it with gladness. Right. So on that note, we're gonna say Shalom. Happy tabernacle. Take our lunches out there. Yeah. Hey, is it off here? Huh?